World Card Game Federation here with another local match. We're going to be having James taking on Pete. That's going to be Orange Adept Gohan fighting good old Red Ruthless Broly, a build I'm sure you guys are pretty darn familiar with at this point. It's kind of like Santa Power Broly. It's always been there. This was kind of a while ago. Well, comparatively. Okay, we're going to go ahead and roll, see who goes first. Okay, so Pete is going to go ahead and go first. So as far as this kind of matchup, you guys, it's kind of neat. Both of them are heavy hitter physical style ones. Generally, Broly just runs in and hits with whatever he's got in his hand. He doesn't need much in play at all. Okay, actually, my apologies. It's actually going to be James who goes first. He's got Devastating Blow. Looks like a Android Rising Punch, and what's that other one? Looks like a physical block that pulls a drill. Very good options. I could see wanting to go in on this, but I can also see not. He passes and rejuvenates his physical block. I probably would have held on to it. Okay, Pete's going to go ahead and begin his first turn. He's going to go ahead and switch the turn marker. And of course he's Broly, so Broly doesn't worry about much. You'd have to want to be pretty careful not to go in at this point. Okay, he passes and rejuvenates Defiant Challenge, which ain't a bad idea. And that's going to go back over to James. So James at this point, like I said, is just trying to line up the right combo. So this is a good early game combo. We got Possession Drill out. He's got really good stuff in his hand. Wall Breaker. Like I said, an early game Wall Breaker. You guys have seen it. He always pulls it turn 1 or turn 2. Okay, he is going to go ahead and pass Rejuvenate. He's going to leave behind the Wall Breaker after all. I guess he knows it might be a foolish thing to throw on him, knowing full well that Broly can usually just knock it right off you. And he goes back over to Pete. Pete has drawn his cards. He likes what he sees. He's going to go ahead and power up and most likely declare combat based on just what I'm seeing here. A static shot would be stupendous. James shows up with a little bit too little defense, and he can really take a mean hit. He does declare combat. James gets to go ahead and draw his cards in response. And let's see what Pete's got up his sleeve for his first attack here. Okay, he reveals 2 attacks from his hands. He banishes top. Amazingly, definitively devastating early game. Disaster Drill leaves the game in the banish effect. Okay, and James just absorbs the damage. He takes the 4 power stages. Which is probably actually 6 with the... No, it's styled. Okay, so James responds by throwing his physical attack. His level 1 Gohan. 2 life and 1 power stage. It means he was already had a stage disadvantage at this point, so that's pretty rough. I was talking about what would happen if James didn't have the correct defense. Okay, P takes a little bit of life card damage, nothing major, nothing he couldn't come back from. Okay, and then on the hit, James is going to go ahead and activate the Adept Mastery's ability to go ahead and use an instant and go ahead and pull out a drill and place it into play, which ain't a bad idea. It is checkup drill, and James has the opportunity to go ahead and draw a what do they call that? A block at this point. Search his deck and place a block in his hand. At this point, with no valid targets in his discard pile, I probably would carry an energy so I don't get blown to smithereens from that red static shot, since now he has seen it. It's not really much of a question to me. I'd rather take the physical stage beatdown than get annihilated by that one. Oh, but he's going to take the chance. Maybe James' hands actually has a existing energy block, and if so, that makes all sense in the world. Okay, so that was James' action, and he's got to go ahead and get let Pete have an opportunity to respond. Let's see what he ends up doing. Pete so far has only used the level 1 physical from Broly. Still got a handful of cards to be able to make the moves he wants to make. Let's see what James wants to Pete wants to respond with here. And there's the static shot. Okay, and James did not have a block in his hand, and he did end up taking the static shot. And that, sir, is something I would not lightly have done. I would have drawn that energy block with the checkup drills effect. Okay, he ends up taking all the damage. Air endurance is off. It's going to go ahead and crit him. And then Pete should remember to raise anger 2 levels on the hit. Okay, now James has an opportunity to respond. Hopefully be able to push some damage back on him. Android Rising Punch. He's going to raise his anger 1 level from the effect. Okay, so there's C to C stage-wise. Maybe a 7 power stage physical, which is nothing to sneeze at. I know what you're thinking. What an odd thing to have happen to stage lock Broly. It just doesn't happen. Okay, looks like Pete is going to go ahead and absorb that hit. Okay, and Pete's going to go ahead and respond. Wow, Possession Drill is gone. Broly's Eraser Cannon. And it's going to go ahead and hit. Oh, that is brutal. Yeah, it's going to go ahead and take 5 stages. I don't know why James didn't orange juke that energy attack. I still would have done it. Okay, he's going to go ahead and take the 5 stage damage, and the hit effect does go off, so an additional setup or drill is banished. Yeah, James never suddenly realized it had the hit effect, and it's going to go ahead and just stomp him out. It goes back over to James. Okay, he's going to go ahead and, since he has thrown a physical from his hand during this combat, he's going to go ahead and search out a drill. A disaster drill enters play. Now, here's the hard part. Pete here could still use the red Ruthless Mastery for duplicating attacks and Eraser Cannon him into oblivion. So that is a very interesting problem to have. Okay, and wow, on that physical attack from Orange Extension, Pete's going to go ahead and take critical damage. So that's pretty significant. James was able to even things up just a little bit, and he does get the anger effect because that is immediately searched out. Okay, and then here comes Leaping Punch. It's a 9 power stage physical. Broly is going to take a pretty significant early game hit. Plenty of endurance to wick almost all of it off, so I guess I'm not too surprised. Okay, there were 9 power stages total. He had 0. Okay, no critical damage somehow. That goes back over to James. Oh, excuse me, but there it is. And there we go. Some interesting stuff. He masteries, pushes the energy block, the useless energy block, to the bottom of his life deck, and he's going to go ahead and use this physical attack. And James does stop it. Now he gets to go ahead and pull out a drill, which is a great idea. I'm going to say that one was Orange Guard, but I always forget which one that is. Okay, he pulls out a good old Crying Drill, which ain't a bad idea at this point. Trying to get off level 1 as hard as fast as he can.
Yeah, I had a critical hand, actually. And I did come out for a little while. All my drills got banished.
They're talking about how they both took significant wounds in this one. James took those the damage in the form of his drills being banished, and Pete with life card damage. So they're pretty close to even on this one in terms of overall damage done to each other. Okay, he's got his Android Rising Punch and Leaping Punch. Basically, had he simply thrown that right off the bat, all those Eraser Cannons, or one of those would have come in handy. Actually help James to push forward, surge ahead maybe. Okay, Pete's going to go ahead and pass. James has a few more actions, I would say. I'd say he... okay, so he did use Crying Drill before the combat was over. Not too shabby. Is that really Pete's turn? Because I saw Pete adjust that to point at James. Huh. I guess I might be confused. I sure hope that one of these guys didn't just take 2 turns. Okay, Pete's going to go ahead and declare combat. And he's going to banish, and he's got his +2 stages and anger lowering effect going. He's going to throw a dig, which does not get the benefit of the mastery. He's actually not going to throw it. He's going to reveal 2 attacks. Ooh, and time is banished from the top of James' deck. That is unsavory. Okay, he does take the damage from said hit. He did not have enough stages to be able to absorb the entire damage, which is pretty rough at this point. Yeah, James can level up at this point. Tough not to want to. I guess Okay, he's going to throw Gohan's physical attack, and it's going to automatically level him, because remember it's style, it gets the benefit of Disaster Drill because of Gohan's powers. Okay, it's going to be C to, I want to say E is most likely. Oh, that's right, I forgot. No, he loses 5. Oh, darn it, Pete, don't exaggerate how many stages he loses. So just keep in mind that he did not lose 7 stages, he lost 5 because of that level 1 effect. Okay, does a minor amount of damage to Pete on that one. Okay, and James is going to go ahead and resolve the mastery effect, the first hit. I want to say that's the new drill that helps to wick off some damage, if I'm thinking the right thing, or it adds 1 plus stage damage. I am sorry to say I don't remember. Alright, so, oh my goodness. So, Pete's going to go ahead and activate the mastery. Or rather, excuse me, he's going to throw the this red kick, the one that turns off the endurance on a hit.
For the tournament, we decided, right? We decided for our tournament last week that we were just doing the Joe Millie clause after. Because it makes a big difference.
Okay, Pete's been trying to get this card going for a while. We're just discussing some of our pansy rules stuff. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and place that particular physical attack without his life tech in order to get some use out of double strike. It is going to go ahead and immediately level him. He changes levels, and what is that? Red club gets put away, gets discarded, excuse me. And now he's got a probably E to E physical, which would probably do 3 power stages total.
Yeah, 5.
Or maybe 5 altogether. 7 power stages. Again, my apologies about that effect that James had done. That did not lower him 7 stages. The Bros level 1 only lowers you 5. Okay, James is going to go ahead and looks like he's going to take the damage. My guess is he's got my problem where he's trying to get some drills in his discard pile for valid targets, and that's frustrating. Okay, he does stop it with Orange Juke. He does get to go ahead and target good old Disaster Drill, which does get to come into play because he meets the minimum requirement. Orange Juke is banished. Now it is James' action. My guess he's going to pitch that energy to be able to go ahead and search and get... Okay, he's going to go ahead and activate this particular drill. And he's going to go ahead and shuffle it in. Okay, it'd be 6 power stages of damage. Though I'm not entirely sure if it counts itself with stage damage now that it's in a non-visible zone by the time the damage is resolved. Okay, he throws red power lift back and is going to go ahead and hit James, and is going to stop James' next physical, which is actually probably not a bad thing because he has that wall breaker he can throw to sort of shoot past it. Okay, James is going to go ahead and absorb the damage on this one. That is frustrating because, of course, he still has a block in his hand. But like all of us who fought Broly in his heyday, you know full well that you always assume he has another attack. Okay, so he takes the damage, and he's going to go ahead and ditch the energy block in his hand to go ahead and pull out a styled attack or defensive card, which ain't a bad idea at all. Okay, he's going to go ahead and grab, I always forget this one, Furious Blow? No? something assault? I have to look at it again. But this is the physical that automatically rejuvenates drills and pulls them back with a banish zone on hit, which is not a bad idea at this point. I suppose what James is waiting for is to weather the storm with these minor AT attacks that is being thrown like with red double strike here, and to be able to save his blocks for a really, really big hit. Excuse me. And there's the big physical.
The next one's stop. Go ahead and have that.
Okay, alright, red power lift's effect is resolved because he threw a good old wall breaker and it stopped it. No damage, of course, but the anger is turned off for the moment. Okay, and here comes I'll Dig Your Grave. Ooh, the 8 power stages, which will be converted to 8 life. James is going to go ahead and orange juke this one again. To my knowledge, there are no valid targets in the discard pile. So it gets banished after use. He's going to Enraged Bash. That's the name of his card. Orange Enraged Bash. He's going to auto rejuvenate any in his discard pile, and now on the hit, he gets to go ahead and pull out a card from his. Place a drill in from the banish zone or rejuvenate it. I honestly can't remember. Okay, Pete's going to go ahead and weigh whether or not he's going to take this hit. Alright, he's going to go ahead and throw the double strike in response. Okay, and then there goes the critical damage. Unfortunately, Wallbreaker just fell right off. James has had an interesting combat. He just can't seem to hold Broly back. Oof. Ouch. Now Pete has a hard choice. He could try to press the advantage right or hold off and use that particular heel kick to make a better combo, better combo later. Alright, that combat ends. It finally goes over to James. James has a drill he placed into play. Crying Drill enters play. And he's going to go ahead and pass, rejuvenate, an energy catch. And it's going to go back over to Pete. Pete's going to go ahead and push up Broly, the 4 power stages for his PUR. And looks like Pete is going to go enter combat. He's going to declare combat, banishing red double strike to get the benefits of red Ruthless mastery. Not too bad, not too bad. James at this point probably still has relatively few targets. And of course he's going to reveal the 2 attacks, shoulder grab, heel kick, to go and banish the setup for drill play. And there goes good old Crying Drill, everybody's favorite card. So James has some options here about how he was going to want to sequence things. He's going to open up the orange rising punch, and it's going to go ahead and raise his anger 1 level automatically. Okay, it's C to C, 4, 5, 6 power stages. For those of you who may not know, in the background I'm having a fight with CJ, a long, drawn-out Hercule and Android 18 fight. Okay, he's going to go and activate the Mastery. Checkup Drill is going to enter play, and because it enters play during combat, he gets to search out a card. He's going to go with Refocus because it is a very, provided he has the valid targets, it's going to make a really nice effect there. Stop Anger Raise and to grab out a drill from the discard, no less. Let's see what Pete has in store here. He's got an opportunity to respond, do something interesting. I'm not sure if he's going to go with a heel kick to go ahead and grab a card. Oh, he unleashed! Oh my goodness! So, of course, search out your deck for an attach card, attach and advance for as many attachments as you have. Everybody's favorite card except for me. Unleash was the worst. Okay, he's going to go ahead and pass. Not pass, excuse me. Unleashes it. He gets to attach one of those, I want to say stomach dive, and then he's going to go ahead and use, is that Orange Memories? Or I genuinely forget what the name of that particular card. So far as I know, he's going to go and use this event to go pull out a drill, and he does. Disaster Drill, another one comes back into play. Ain't a bad thing. Anything to try to get off this level 2, make more magic happen with level 3, which would be much more effective. Yeah, it does consume James' action. It's going to go over to Pete. And Pete is level 3. And I sure hope James remembered to draw when Pete changed levels there, or with Unleashed. He's going to throw 7 power stage, level 3 Broly physical, which is really impressive. James is going to go ahead and stop it with Orange Guard. He's going to go ahead Orange Cross and go and pull out a drill with its effect, if there's any valid targets left. So he's going to resolve the effect. He's going to go and throw another Android Rising Punch.
And it's going to be 18, which you're definitely above. So it'll be 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wow, 8 power stages total, not too bad. Make Broly a non-threat for AT, that's very helpful. He only gets pluses, his AT will always be 0 at this point. Okay, shoulder grab comes out. He's going to go and raise anger 1 level. Everything now does the critical damage. Wow, 9 power stages despite having no useful AT. Okay, James is going to go and raise the anger 1 level with the refocus. See if he's got any discard, and he does. He has Hiding Drill as a targeted one. I don't think it'll do much against stage damage Broly, but at least it's a drill and it's out. Pete over here has his opportunity to respond. He's looking through what's going on here, so he knows his discard pile in case it should come up. He's going to take a second look, so it must be something pretty important. He's realized whatever card it was has been banished. He's going to throw Broly's physical. And that physical attack from the top deck is going to go ahead and go into his hand. He's got that red aerial knee, I want to say that's what that is. AT1 life. Not too bad. Okay, it ends up draining 1 life out of James. Not too bad. And thankfully, Hiding Drill interplayed just in time to reduce that AT life physical. Yep, shoulder grab says all physicals, not just your style physicals. So yes, James did lose an anger on the hit. Okay, aerial knee hits. James gets to raise his anger 1 level by stopping it with a refocus, which is not a bad idea at all.
No, he got 2 different turns where he just got no endurance on me, so I'm pretty much at the end.
Yikes, James worried about being already half past dead. Okay, time to wake up a bit myself. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Oh, and there it is. The red heel kick enters the fray. He's going to lower his anger level in order to grab a red style card from his discard pile. Yeah, might probably grab double strike because it seems like it'd be silly to grab anything less. Is double strike even in here? Wow, he could throw another red heel kick by targeting a red heel kick. Potentially have a long, drawn-out combo. thing. Ooh, brutal. It looks like Aunt Pete is going to go with Static Shot. That's going to make some magic happen. Brutal. Oof. Okay, we'll automatically do critical damage on the hit, and it's going to have a pretty sizable damage on it. 10 power stages with almost no AT. Oh, wait. It's not. Is it? Oh, I guess it was already as his endurance turned off. I thought he didn't. Oh, my gosh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no! He really did run out of it. Oh, and the game she is over. Physicals would have pounded right through the last of his defenses. Endurance is off, and it is over. Did you guys forget why we were under the Reign of Terror?